Well. Welcome, everybody. Here we go. We're live. We are live. Live on a Wednesday afternoon. Live on a Wednesday afternoon. Talking comics, my favorite thing in the world to talk about. That's what we're talking about today. I want to talk about an amazing omnibus that everybody should own this. Everyone should own this omnibus. And the reason I want to talk about today is Volume 2 is coming out next week. I cannot wait. Volume 2. This is James Tynion's Batman. I love this omnibus. It is so fantastic. It is so good. I love this omnibus. Volume 2 coming out next week. So I think everyone, of course, needs this one. And you got to do a read of it. If you haven't read it yet, you got to read it. It's great. Read it. It's fabulous. And then you'll be ready for Volume 2, which comes out Tuesday. At least I'm getting it. I'm hoping I get it Monday. Who knows? Who knows when it'll finally show up? So keep your fingers crossed. Keep your fingers crossed. Because I cannot wait. By the way, I finished Superman. By the way, let's say hey to Meyer. What's up, Meyer? How you doing, buddy? So glad you became a member. I've already put Meyer. What I hear here? I put Meyer. Meyer is in. You're in the bucket since you're a new member. I checked new members right before the show started, and I added Meyer. So it's good to see you, buddy. Thank you for becoming a member. We really appreciate it. Galendowski says, "What's up, Ray? What's up, Galendowski?" Galendowski is getting your latest win was put in the mail today, brother. Hope all's good. All is good. Yeah, I had a good workout today. I grabbed an Arby's roast beef after my workout, so I get some protein. I ate half the roast beef, and I was done. I didn't even eat the bun. Chester got a little bit of it, but yeah. So I had a good workout, ate some protein. I'm feeling good. Hope all's very good, brother. How you doing, John? John, which state you in? John does a lot of traveling for his job. Where are you at, John? Are you in the East Coast, West Coast, South? Where are you at today? I think wasn't he on the Southeast last time we was on the show? Seagull says, "What's up, Ray? What's going on, Seagulls? How you doing, buddy? Did you get a chance to read Absolute Batman Volume 2 yet? I finished it yesterday and was disappointed. So confusing. The writing was so much better in Volume 1. I haven't read it yet. No, I haven't read it yet. I hope it's going to be great, but I got the paperback, but then I'm so weak. Then I bought the hardcover, and the hardcover is being shipped. I bought the hardcover of Absolute Batman Volume 2 along with Patton Oswalt's Minor Threats. And I put them on the same order, but I haven't gotten it yet. As soon as I get it, I'll read the that's when I'll read Volume 2. So after I get the hardcover. By the way, Galendowski says, after reads Nightwing, Tynion Batman's next read. Oh, I can't. I love James Tynion. I think his stuff is fantastic. I'm such a fan. What's going on, Andy? How you doing, brother? Abraham says, finally managed to make it for live stream. Well, good to have you, brother. I'm so glad you're here. Nightwing Compendium Volume 1 came today. Will be waiting for me when I get home in a few weeks. Love it. Marvel Trucker Chris. I love it, brother. So you're over. Are you over the road, Chris? Over the road trucker. My brother is an over the road truck driver. He stops by my house. He came over to my house for Christmas. Never takes an interest in anything I do, but he made his way into my library and he stole my Batman Hush paperback. He stole my Batman Under the Red Hood paperback. He stole my Batman Death in the Family and Lonely Place of Dying paperbacks. I mean, come on. Who does that? And then my brother, and then he leaves over the road. And I'm like, did you steal my paperbacks? He goes, I just borrowed them. And I'm like, well, where are they? He goes, they're with me. And I said, so I don't even know where they are. I'm like, good Lord, what if they get stolen from some trailer, whatever they call it, the trailer, the girls that go in the truck, the trailer truck stop girls or whatever. I'm like, make sure it doesn't get stolen. I don't want to lose now I have the Hush Omnibus. I have the Hush Absolute. I have the deluxe edition under the red hood. I have all that stuff, but still I have the Batman All Death in the Family and Lonely Place of Dying deluxe edition too. But I'm an addict. I love having my paperbacks. Gallon Doss says, what are you reading at the moment, Ray? I'm reading Jed McKay's Doctor Strange, which is very good. I'm reading Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil Volume 1 Omnibus, which is very good. And I'm reading Kevin Smith's, well, at least the Kevin Smith part of the Green Arrow Omnibus. That's what I'm thumbing through now. So, and then I'm gonna start Titans after that. So yeah. Marvel Tucker Chris says he's in St. Louis heading to Pueblo, Colorado. Oh, that sucks, brother. Yeah, I live north of St. Louis. I was just down there. When was I was in St. Louis over the weekend. That's where I did my Valentine's Day shopping. John says he's in Linden, New Jersey. Got to go to Midtown and Forbidden Planet, Dallas, Texas tomorrow. Dude, I would love to go to Midtown. I would love somebody get me a picture of the omnibuses and stuff in Midtown. What's up, Robert? How you doing, brother? Paul says, just finished the first deluxe for Something Is Killing the Children. It was my first time book and I loved it. Isn't it great? Isn't Erica Slaughter is such a fantastic character, isn't she? Oh my God. I love, and those deluxe editions are so great. I got the actual paperbacks too, but I just got volume 9 in the mail and I love the actual paperbacks, but I got to tell you what, man, I loved the deluxe edition is really, really fantastic. It's very nice. Andy says, what's my favorite Deathstroke story? I love their dark designs. He goes against Batman in their dark designs. I love it when he goes against the Titans. His solo stuff, all his solo stuff. The Chuck Dixon stuff's good. I like the 52. I like the new 52 run, and I love the Christopher Priest Rebirth run. So yeah, I think Deathstroke. I'm a big Deathstroke fan. I'm seeing what I have. I have so much Deathstroke. Yeah. But Christopher Priest run's pretty cool. But I love Deathstroke as a villain. He's just very cool. Started Absolute Batman Volume 2. So far, so good. I'm tempted to get Daredevil Born Again. Well, we got DP. We all have tough decisions to make. My decision's always get it. That's my decision. Have you been collecting any of the DC Finest? I've been collecting all of the DC's Finest, my friend. But all my DC Finest are now out in my alcove in the front of my house. And you'll see when I do the tour, do the tour of my comic collection, which I'm in the process of moving things around. In fact, if you look, you can see a little bit on my floor. So kind of look behind me, check the floor. I got a bunch of books. Back there. As I'm getting ready, I'm moving things. I'm moving a bunch of stuff. So yeah. I've got new shelves in the front of my house. I got an alcove that's got some shelves and move my face in there. And I love DC Finest, but I have all my epic collections and my DC Finest are all out in the front of my house now. And then I have all my independent books are in my bedroom, and then I have a section of just compendiums out front, which has all my DC Image, all the different compendiums I have are all out front. You guys will see it. DP says, have you read the Yoda comic series? No, I read some Yoda in the Jason Aaron omnibus and really liked it. Don't forget to like. Yeah, thank you, Lakanama. Everybody remember, like the broadcast. Let YouTube know. Let YouTube know so they'll share this to more people. I really appreciate it. Chewy says, just finished the Titans omnibus. It was such a quick and satisfying read. Dude, Chewy, that's how I am, brother. I know when I start Titans, it's going to be a one-night read. Just how Nightwing was, but I loved Nightwing. And I know I'm going to love this Titans read because it has Beast World. I love Beast World. Beast World's so fantastic. And I loved it. By the way, guys, hats off to Tom. Let's go. Let's give it to Tom. Tom just gifted a Chubby Ray Comics membership to somebody. So now we're pushing 60 members. Oh my God, I can't believe it. We're pushing 60 members. Who'd you get, Tom? He says, congratulations, MZ Abrahams. Awesome. MZ, you're a member, brother. You are a member. That is awesome. He says, thank you. Tom, I love when you do that, man. I think that's the best gift you can give anybody is a membership to Chubby Ray Comics channel. I really appreciate it. It's still amazing. When I see the numbers, it blows my mind. I just saw the amount of subscribers we have. This channel, this stupid little Chubby Ray Comics channel, which just started, I think it started in June of last year. So it's 6, is it 7 months? It's like 7 months old, this channel. This channel has 3,778 subscribers, and it just blows my mind. I cannot believe there are that many subscribers to this channel. It blows my mind. And to have over 50 members, oh my God. It shocks me every time I see it. It means the world to me. So thank you very much. Cheeky Chicken says, Ray, do you have a favorite girlfriend for Batman and Nightwing? Well, of course, there's only one perfect girlfriend for Nightwing. She was on my, I just put out the best comic couples list. Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon. They are my forever duo. I think they're fantastic. I love Barbara Gordon. Don't get me wrong. I love Cassandra Cain too, but I love Barbara Gordon and Dick Grayson. I know Dick's been with other women, but for me, it's Barbara. I think that's the best one. And Batman, come on. Batman's got to be Catwoman. It's got to be, right? It's got to be Selena Kyle. Bruce Wayne, Selena Kyle. Got to be. Janice Law says, how many X-Men omnibuses do you have, or have you read the Claremont era? Yeah, I have. Dude, oh my God, I have so many X-Men. I have usually this shelf over there. The entire top of the shelf, both sides, is all X-Men. Usually it's being moved. So all my X-Men books are in flux now, but usually the top of that shelf is all X-Men. But there's no X-Men up there now because I'm getting ready to move it. I'm taking all these Calyx are going to be cleared. I've got to clear them all, and then they're going to be moved out. Then this has got to move, and there's just a bunch of changes happening. So yeah, but I usually have my X-Men on. I have a ton of X-Men omnibuses. And then I love X-Men hardcovers and omnibuses. I've been looking for the Phalanx Covenant forever, And I just got a message from someone who has an extra that they're offering to sell me. So I'm waiting for a price before I buy that. But I love my X-Men omnibuses and hardcovers. Love them. Always carry 3 to 4 Omni, 5 or 6 DC Finest and Epics, and a few Ghost Machine trade paperbacks with me. Dude, that's awesome. What, you keep them in the sleep? Are they in the sleeper of the truck? That's where I'd keep them, right? In the sleeper compartment. Just make sure you don't get any of those lot lizards. That's what they call them, lot lizards. Make sure no lot lizards rip them off. Gotta watch that, Trish. Gotta watch that, Chris. They will, cause some trouble. Scott Carney's in. What's up, Scott? How you doing, brother? Scott says, hello, ChubbyRay. Hope all is good. It's good, brother. Scott, I was just thinking about you. I hope you're doing well. Hope you and your girlfriend are enjoying life out in Ireland. Out in Ireland. It's so good, except the politics. The politics are so rotten in Ireland. And we're worried about all the starvation in the land. Does that sound Irish? I know Carney, he says it's more Scottish. So Scott Carney is how you pronounce it. It's not Kearney, it's Carney. So I get that right. Laconoma says, can't wait for the Nightwing reprint coming next week. Yes, got to get that. If you don't have the Nightwing by Tom Taylor omnibus, you guys, you've got to get it. You've got to get it. The Nightwing omnibus is literally the best omnibus. I love it. But I recommended this. I just did a review for Superman, the New Krypton Saga, and I love this book. I enjoyed this book so much. This is a must buy, you guys. That's a must buy. I highly, highly recommend it. By the way, Tom says, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, become a member, get entered to win giveaways, and share the videos to let people know more about the channel. I love it. Tom's great. Tom, you got to tell me how to make you a moderator or an admin on this show so you can properly let me know how I got to promote this stuff. By the way, we do have giveaways today. Today we're doing Green Lantern Volume 4, Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps. This is the giveaway for members during today's show. This is Volume 4, Fraction. That's what I'm giving away. So if you're a member, you'll be eligible. I'm drawing. The only one who's not, there are some winners who are not in, the people who just won books. Those people are out, but everybody else is in. Yep. So not bad. Chief's in. Chief says, Ray's live. How you doing? I'm doing good, Chief. Other night started Brubaker Daredevil Omnibus. Next thing I know, it was 3:30 a.m. Dude, that Brubaker Omnibus, both Volume 1 and Volume 2 are great. I think I was asked the other day what my favorite Daredevil is. It might be the Brubaker. I said I couldn't commit. I said it might be the Daredevil. It might be the Brubaker Daredevil. That's how much I like it. By the way, Connor says he just finished Kevin Smith's Green Arrow run. What are your thoughts so far? It reminded me of episodes of Young Justice and Justice League Unlimited. I loved it. I read it in singles when it first came out. I loved it. I thought it was great. I'm reading the Archer's Quest Omnibus right now, so I'm in the Kevin Smith section. And it starts with Kevin Smith, and then it goes on to Brad Meltzer and eventually Judd Winnick. But it's really good. The one that I think that should be made into an omnibus is Chuck Dixon's run, which happened before the Kevin Smith one. That's when they killed Green Arrow during Chuck Dixon's run. And then, of course, he was brought back to life during the Kevin Smith run. Where's the best place to find out-of-print omnis? Well, I found a comic shop in St. Louis. I had a comic shop in St. Louis that was selling out-of-print omnibuses, and I got like 7. I bought 7 out-of-print omnibuses from one LCS in St. Louis, and it was great. By the way, Scott says he's doing great, and he just got a huge haul recently. And he says my Irish accent is getting better by the day. Look at that, guys. I'm trying. My Irish is getting better. The problem is my Scottish creeps in. I try to not do, but the Scottish creeps in. I'm trying to separate them. So I love it. Scott, did you get Epic Collections? You get Epic Collections or Omnibuses? What'd you end up getting? I love it. I love hearing about you guys' hauls as well. By the way, Gallandowski says Nightwing is so good. Nightwing is awesome, man. Nightwing's getting a restock. I thought I missed. Yeah, a Nightwing restock is next. It's coming next month, right? Is it coming in March? I think it's coming in March, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Oh, no, L'Economist is coming next week. Oh yeah, look at that. Well, it's coming. Well, next week's almost March. That'd be great. You guys got to get it. Economist says, Ray, you love. I do love everything. Yeah, I do. I do love everything. I have a problem. I really have a problem. Ray, I'm a member of the club now. I love it, Meyer. I know, buddy. I put you in. You're in. Meyer, you have a prize sheet, my man. Let me make sure it's even with everybody else's. Meyer, you're going in the Frosted Flake Cup. Anybody else who becomes a member, let me know, because I'm gonna do the first drawing here in just a little bit, or maybe hopefully the only drawing. Let's try to keep comics and tortillas. By the way, I did this drawing. Look at this, guys. I found this. Darkseid Galactus, The Hunger. This is a John Byrne crossover. I found this in my garage. So I did a drawing. And the winner of the drawing was Jose Morales. I don't want to give his address, but it's Jose. Jose, you won this, so that's going out to you, buddy. And I will do the first drawing is for Hal Jordan, The Green Lanterns, Volume 4. That's going out today. I love it. By the way, Foul Mouth Flipper says, first time attending a live. Hi from Australia. Hi, Foul Mouth Flipper. I met a guy from Australia. I loved him. What the hell was his name? Omnibo. Omnibo is from Australia. He's from Melbourne. And Omar introduced me to him, and he's fantastic. I loved Omnibo. He was great. Yeah, he was. I really liked him. He's from Australia. Foul Mouth Flipper, welcome, my friend. Luckily for us, DC is unlike Marvel, coming next week, buddy. That's great. I love it. What's up, IP? IP says, hey, everybody. By the way, Gun Fanatic says, started reading Jonah Hex Omnibus. I've heard it's good, man. I have never read Jonah Hex Omnibus. People have told me how good it is. So let me know, man. Who was it? Somebody just told me last stream, somebody was talking about the Jonah Hex Omnibus and how much they loved it. Carl says, hey, Ray, sorry I'm late. Found you just before bed in the UK again. Love the haircut. Yeah, I got a haircut. Like a week ago. Usually I put crap in my hair, so it's up. But I worked out. Literally, I just got done working out and washed the hair, and I didn't put any crap in it. So it looks a lot shorter now than it usually is. But they did cut, they cut a lot of gray out of it. Because usually that gray white hair stuff, it sits at the top, you guys see. And sometimes when the hair gets longer, my hair looks grayer when it's longer. But I'm thinking, am I wrong? I wanted to color my hair, but people tell me I'm crazy, that I look crazy if I color it. But I feel so damn old, man. I feel so old. Is there a room tour somewhere on the channel? I have to see the rest of this room. There's an old room tour somewhere. The new room tour is coming end of March after I get off. I'm moving foul mouth. I'm moving rooms. I've added 2 rooms to this. So because I'm adding some Calyx shelves and some Billy shelves, and I'm adding a bunch. I have a ton more omnibuses and more paperbacks, and they're all, they're all going in other rooms. So I'm going to do, when I get it all figured out, I'm going to do a master tour. That's coming. And it's going to be a big room tour. I promise. I have a chubby for ChubbyRay. Well, thank you, Foul Mouth. I have a chubby for you as well, my friend. Marvel Tucker Chris says, I get Kindle versions to read on my 14-inch Galaxy tab. Dude, that's cool. That's awesome. Halfway through the Flashpoint omnibus, how do you feel about it and how it brought upon the new 50? I love Jeff Johns. RM, I love Jeff Johns. So he can do no wrong in my eyes. I love the Flashpoint omnibus. I think it's great. My favorite is probably Infinite Crisis. I love Infinite Crisis, but Flashpoint's very cool. When Green Arrow gets another solo series, do you have any desired creative dreams? I'll tell you, the Cheeky Chicken, the one I liked Chris Condon. And then they canceled the series, but I don't know why they canceled it. I don't know what the cause was, but yeah, I heard that Condon. But I heard Condon was signing some kind of deal with Marvel, but no, he's now doing a Vertigo book for DC as well. But I think they just canceled Green Arrow, which I don't understand. I thought his Green Arrow book was, I loved the Joshua Williamson book, and I thought Condon's book right after is really good, and they canceled it, which sucks. Jay says, "Hey, ChubbyRay, I found a copy on your recommendation. I found a copy of Jeff Johns' New Titans or Teen Titans for $100. Oh, wow, dude, that's awesome. That's a great price. That's a great price, brother. Damn. Scott says, I got so many Epic collections. Dude, Epic collections are great, aren't they? Absolute Batman Volume 2 and Avengers Omnibus by Busiek and Perez. Dude, Busiek and Perez, I got to read Busiek and Perez because if you saw my video about the comic couples, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Firestar and Marvel Boy. And they play a big part of Busiek's Volume 2, which I have not, I have not gotten to yet. I haven't finished Volume 1 yet, so not bad. Also, Ray, you're on point about Redcoat and Geiger. Isn't Redcoat and Geiger? They're both fantastic. I'm such a huge fan. I'm such a huge fan of Jeff Johns' Ghost Machine stuff. I think it's fantastic. I'm such a huge fan. Laconoma says, I got Zdarsky, Daredevil 1 and 2, Ultimate Spider-Man from Bendis, Volume 1, Black Cat. Oh, dude, Black Cat's so good. Doctor Strange from Dead. I'm reading Doctor Strange now. Doctor Strange by Jed MacKay. I have a ton of Doctor Strange. And I read it, and for the most part, it's okay. It's all right. It's good. It's good. There's no bad Doctor Strange. But I'm reading the Jed MacKay. It's so good. Jed MacKay takes existing comics that are good and makes them great. I mean, he kills Doctor Strange in the beginning of the omnibus. He kills him. It's freaking crazy. I love that Jed MacKay Doctor Strange. I started reading it just to get a taste of it, and I was a third of the way in when I stopped. I was like, oh my God, I got to stop. It's so good, man. Jed MacKay's Doctor Strange is very good. Hope you don't mind this question. How do you go about financing your collection, and how often do you rearrange your shelves? I rearrange my shelves all the time. I'm rearranging, but I have like this. It's my shelves start with Amazing Spider-Man. I do Amazing Spider-Man. And then I got Annihilation, Atlantis Attacks, Avengers. Then I got Avengers, Black Panther, Black Cat, Captain America. So this is all Marvel. And this goes down to Fantastic Four. And then on the other side, I've got Ghost Rider, Hulk, Iron Man, all that stuff in the top row. And then I've got everything else on the other four shelves. And then it stops with the X's, all down to X-Men. And all the X-Men are on their own shelf. They're on their own shelf, which is it's going to be somewhere else, but all the books are out of this room now because we're getting the other room ready to go. And then I've got that's a DC shelf there. This is all DC. I mean, you can't see it now. Eventually you will. Eventually I'm going to have both one side of my DC shelf and my Marvel shelf to where you guys can see it behind me I think that's how I'm going to do it. And then I have, this is all Batman. All Batman is on this shelf. I have a four pack Batman, both sides Batman, and then all the other DC are down there. For financing it, I worked 30 some odd years as I was in broadcasting. I made some money and I never spent it. I'm not a big spender. And then when I found comics, I spent money on omnibuses, and I got a little inheritance, and I spent that on some omnibuses as well. But I don't pay. I also look for deals. I get a lot of deals, man. I'm trying to buy everything on a cheap. So because I want everything, I try to buy everything I can. So I try not to do financing. I try to spend the cash that I have. I try to spend that cash wisely, as wise as possible. And now I have, I have a really nice collection, but I'm to the point now where I could trade things and, I have all kinds of stuff going on. So is there a superhero you love that doesn't have an omnibus but should? Oh, the Legion of Superheroes should have like 3 more. They've got a couple omnibuses, but the Legion of Superheroes need like 5 more omnibuses. I would love for the Legion to have an omnibus. There's a bunch of omnibuses that I wish were made. But probably Legion of Superheroes is number 1. Just because I'm such a huge fan of the Legion of Superheroes. By the way, Tom says March 12th. Is that true? March 12th will be my 1-year anniversary. That's awesome. So Tom went back and saw that that's YouTube. I've been doing YouTube since March 12th. That's great. That's cool. Thanks, Tom. So I'm coming up on a year. I should have a big giveaway for that, right? Laconoma says, don't color the hair. You don't look that old. And if anything, you look wise. Thank you. Well, I'm not. I mean, I'm in my 50s. So I'm not. I don't feel old. So I don't know, but I do look. I am looking old. By the way, Carl says, don't color the gray. It's distinctive and cool. Thanks, Carl. Jock Solo says, hey, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. We are. Ed Brubaker on Green Arrow. Oh God, I'd love Ed. If Ed Brubaker wrote the Green Arrow, that'd be great. I love it. I think it's great. DP wants to know if I've tried out Rye by Matt Vent Valiant. No, I haven't. I should. No. By the way, Meyer says he's writing Ultimate Reborn also. Really? Oh shit. I love Ed Brubaker. Ed Brubaker's one of my favorite. I think he's great. Did you see Ultimate Spider-Man ended today? Final trade paperback is out in May. Oh, that breaks my heart. I love Jonathan Hickman's Ultimate Spider-Man. And I saw it was ending at number 24. So, and I try not to find out any spoilers. You know what I mean? I try not to find out spoilers. So, did you guys go to Stealth Hammer? Did you guys put money into the Stealth Hammer Kickstarter? If you haven't watched that live stream, that was a really good interview. I really liked it, and I wanted to promote stealthhammer.com. You can go. That's his Kickstarter. I'd love to see Stealth Hammer getting a collected edition one day. That's my goal. By the way, what's your favorite non-Marvel DC comic? Redcoat. I love Ghost Machine's Redcoat. I love Geiger. I love Rook Exodus. I love Something is Killing the Children. I like Exquisite. Have you guys read Exquisite Corpses? Oh my God. Exquisite Corpses is awesome. I'm a huge fan of anything James Tynion writes, but Exquisite Corpses is very cool. You know what I'm trying to, I've had to read it. I'm reading it still. It's taken a while to catch, but Assorted Crisis Events, the Dennis Camp book is, wow. That's crazy. That is a crazy book. That's pretty good too. And then, of course, anything written by Robert Kirkman, I love. Anything written by Charles Soule, I love. So I'm a fan of writers as well. Gun Fanatic Geiger is awesome, brother. If you like Westerns, Jonah Hex is great. Yeah, I've heard that, Todd. I've heard that. I got to get it. Also took your advice and ordered Green Lantern Rebirth Compendium. Yeah, the Rebirth Compendium is cool, man. Rebirth Compendium is cool because it's mapped different than the Omnibus, and it's got the Ion and the Guy Gardner issues in it, and those are not in the Omnibus, so it's pretty cool. But I have both the Omnibus and the Compendium because I have a problem. Oh, Omnibo's in. I was just talking about you, brother. What's going on? Omnibo, I was just talking about you. That's cool. That's awesome that he's in. I was just talking about how I met you, and I immediately became friends with that guy. I loved him. He's just great. If you guys aren't familiar with him, he's from Australia, and he's great. One in the many said scored the full Jeff Green Lantern run, Avengers, New Avengers, Wolverine 2 through 6 for a steal, and some other omnis. Dude, I applaud your haul. That's a great haul. Jeff Johns' Green Lantern 1, 2, and 3 should be in everybody's collection. You should not have a collection of omnibuses. If you don't have Green Lantern, get the hell out. You're not my friend. You must have Jeff Johns' Green Lantern. I think it's a perfect way to start an omnibus collection, to be honest. I think that's a great start to an omnibus collection. By the way, D Pieces, have you checked out any of the Dune graphic novels? I have not. No, I haven't checked them out. I should check one out. Remember that Green Lantern story Jeff Johns wrote? A guy got the powers of the lantern spectrum depending on the color. He dyed his hair, and Ray, just don't dye it green. I am not. I have been talked out of dyeing my hair. I'm just going to keep it natural. But I think I don't know. I think if I When I was younger, my hair was jet black. I mean, jet black. I know I can't dye it that color, but it'd be good. It'd be awesome to be good looking again. Not that I was ever good looking, but better looking than I am now. DP says, Ray, if you're into sci-fi and samurai, I recommend Ronin by Frank Miller. If you haven't, I've never checked out Ronin. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Frank Miller fan. By the way, Laconima says Chester's looking for treats. He looking for treats, Chester? He might be. Should I give him a treat, guys? What do you think? Does Chester deserve his treats? Let's give him one. He likes these. My dog. You want a treat, buddy? Let's give you a treat. Come on, Bubba. Come on, Chester. Get on cam. Everybody can see you. Want to come up and say hi? Want to come up and say hi? I'll let him say hi, guys. Come on, buddy. Come on. Ready? Okay. Oh, you want to say hi to everybody? You going to say hi? There you go. There's Chester, everybody. That's my dog, Chester. He's saying hello. Only Kickstarter I'm backing now is Cyberforce with Mike Silva. Yeah, I've got the compendium, and I love it. I love Mark Silvestri. Cyberforce is cool. Todd says, "Hey, Chester." Everybody's saying hi, Chester. They're all saying hi, buddy. Rook Exodus Deluxe Edition is awesome. Yeah, I love it. Rook Exodus Deluxe Edition, awesome. Cheeky Chicken says Larfleeze is probably my favorite niche character. Ray, do you have one? Also, what color ring would you choose? I don't think I have a lot of discipline or willpower. Obviously, I don't have a lot of. My problem is I can't say no. Probably the blue. I like the blue lanterns are kind of cool. Maybe the blue, or maybe the lantern that is just, I just want a lantern that's just into happiness, just pure happiness. I try to stay away from negativity. I try to separate myself from negativity. I'm not even sure which. I wish I could be green. I do wish I could be green. Anyway, there you go. Chester says hi, everybody. Hey, good boy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy, Chester. You're a good boy, buddy. Who's your favorite Green Lantern member? I love Kyle Rayner, but you know what? Probably Hal. I think I love Hal the most. But I love Kyle. Kyle's nice. Not Gone says Chuck Dixon's Nightwing or Tom. Not even a question. Tom Taylor's Nightwing is one of my favorite all-time creator character combos. I think Tom Taylor's Nightwing is perfect. That's something you got to know about me. I think Tom Taylor's Nightwing, we might have seen a perfect run of a comic book. I think it's so good. And with the exception of the pirate stuff near the end, which was still good, but it was just good. I love Tom Taylor's run. Tom Taylor's run was just about perfect, guys. It was great. Meyer says I sold my Green Lantern Omnis. Well, but you did have them, right? You had the Green Lantern Omnis. That's how you started your collection. I think it's a perfect way to start a collection. By the way, Gun Fanatic says, awesome show, Omnibo. Yeah, I love Omnibo. Omnibo is great. He's the nicest guy. You and me are pretty close in age. I'm 74. Oh, God, I'm not 74. Are you 74? Carl, you're 74? Wow. Or you're born in Are you born in 74? Are you saying you were born in 74? Yeah. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. Being born in the 70s makes sense, but yeah, because you don't look old enough to be 74 years old. Jesus. Is that Tynan Volume 2? No, it's Tynan Volume 1. And I love it. I love it. Where do you reckon's a good place to start reading Superman, Ray? I think the Death and Return of Superman is awesome. But I'll tell you, you can't go. I'll tell you, I like the new Krypton saga is really good. The Triangle era stuff is very good. The Triangle era, but I would maybe start the Triangle era, Volume 1 of the Triangle era, and then Volume 2, and then the Death and Return of Superman will be in the Triangle era. I really enjoyed the new Krypton saga. Is very good. I'm a big Superman fan. I can't wait till the stuff Joshua Williamson is writing now is collected in an omnibus, because I think he's just been crushing it. Really good. Who's been the best writer for? I think Joshua Williamson has been fantastic. His run going on right now has been extraordinary. Philip Kennedy Johnson's run was great. I just love it. Let's see. Thunder says, hi, Chester. Everybody saying hi to you, Chester. Can't wait to get Red Coat and Deluxe. Yeah, it's coming. When is it coming? It's either March or May. It's coming in Deluxe. I can't wait, man. I'm very excited about Red Coat. I got my my Fabio. Good Lord. I got to button my shirt more. I don't know what the hell I was doing there. Sorry, everybody. Logan says, Ray, just popping in to say, hey, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Hi, Chester. They're all saying hi to Chester. Paul says, hi, Chester. Look at that, Chester. People love you. Hush 2 got delayed again, Ray. It was supposed to come out before Fractions Batman. Next issue will come out after issue 9 of Fractions Batman. Oh, Jim Lee will do anything but draw. Well, I mean, Jim Lee's right now trying to figure out who his owner is going to be. I mean, who's going to own DC Comics is the question. Because as of right now, it looks like Netflix is going to own it. And Netflix decided they were going to purchase it after all. They were going to purchase it and just keep everything as is and keep it in the same area and everything. But now Paramount's somehow gotten back involved. And man, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. Just says, what's the worst condition omnibus order has ever been when it's been delivered to you, and who shipped it to you? If I buy stuff from Amazon, and I will buy an omnibus from Amazon. I'll buy it because if it is not shipped to me in pristine condition, I ship it right back. And I'll keep shipping it back until I get a perfect one. But I will start reading the first one I get and then return it after I finally get my perfect one sent to me. I just figured, let's take advantage of it. Jason's got a great deal on Green Lantern, on Jeff Johns' Green Lantern 1, 2, and 3. But my OCD is making me read Silver Age Hal Jordan first for the lore and backstory. Gil Kane's 60s Green Lantern is awesome, ahead of its time. I've never read any Silver Age Green Lantern. I probably should. Gives away too much to be orange, that's for sure. Off the table for you, Ray. You're the opposite. Agreed. Yeah, I can't. I do love Lar Fleas, but yeah, I'm not orange. Tom says, Ray, your other channel, August 4th, 2026, will be celebrating its 20th anniversary on YouTube. Yeah, wow. Yeah, that was I started that channel a long time ago. That's cool. Thanks, Tom. I had no idea. Carl was born in 74. Okay, so that makes you what? 40. Oh, no, that makes you what? 52? 52? Or going to be 52? Way to go, Carl. Yeah, we are right around the same age. The Triangle Era Omnibus. Yeah, I love the Triangle Era Omnibuses. Those are really good times. Wesley says, Ray just got home from dinner. How's it going? It's going good, man. I hope your dinner was well. Do you plan on picking up Mark Wade's Shield Omni in March? It's an adaptation of show. No. Let me know if it's good, though. Let me know if it's good. I'm not planning on keeping it going. By the way, Carl says, personally, I'd like to see Paramount get the win as they're more likely to keep cinemas open, whereas Netflix wants the opposite. Yeah, well, Netflix is making a deal. They're in the purchase. They're promising at least 5 years. They're promising at least 5 years of at least 2 months or 45 days of cinema displays before it goes to streaming. So I don't know. That's what they're promising. I don't know. But I know that they said that they would keep printing comic books, which is very important to me. That's very important to me. Ray, who are your favorite musicians? Favorite musicians? I'm a Beatles fanatic. I love the Beatles. I love Paul McCartney. I'm a huge fan of I do like a lot of classic rock. I'm a huge fan of Green Day. I'm a huge fan of Offspring. I loved you guys remember the Smithereens? I loved the Smithereens. Rest in peace, Pat Denizio. I love Bruce Springsteen. I love John Mellencamp. I'm a huge fan of a lot of rock. Just you name it, I probably like them. I don't dislike. By the way, Carl, Tom was born in 75. You guys are almost the same age. Not bad. Ray just got home from work. Hey, Gary D, what's going on, brother? Finished my Gotham Central omnibus. Paolo, isn't it good? Isn't it good? And Criminal Deluxe Hardcore Edition Volume 1. Ed Brubaker does not miss. Currently reading Tynan's Detective Omnibus. Oh, dude. James Tynan's Detective Omnibus is one of the greatest omnibuses ever made. I love that omnibus. Just the whole story with Batwoman, the Tim Drake thing that's going on. That's such a great omnibus. That's such a great omnibus. I am jealous. I love it. TJ says, I love George Harrison solo stuff. Oh, yeah. I love George Harrison. He's great. Let's see. Ray, what are your views on Batman Last Halloween? I've heard mixed reviews. I have not read it yet. I got it, but I have not read it yet. JD says, what's there to do in Illinois? I love living in Illinois. I love living in Illinois. I do. However, the best place I ever lived I lived in Corpus Christi, Texas. And I loved living there. In fact, right now, if we wanted to, we have a house in Corpus Christi, Texas. My wife's mother passed away, and she has a beautiful house out near the island. It's a gorgeous house, and it's just sitting there. And my wife's thinking of selling it. And I'm like, why don't we just move down there? It's some of the best weather, some of the best weather on planet Earth is in Corpus Christi, Texas. But my wife, and I can understand why, because I'm the same way. My daughter works for the state of Illinois. So she is a tour guide at the Illinois State Capitol. My daughter's like 23, 24 years old, and she's a tour guide for the state of Illinois. So she works at the Capitol. If anybody ever comes to Illinois and you take a tour, my daughter is she's the only woman that gives tours. And she's getting her master's degree in history, and she's a huge fan of the state of Illinois, and she loves Governor Pritzker. She wants him to become president, but she's a big fan. Although she doesn't, in her work, she doesn't, she can't be partisan, but she loves the state of Illinois, and my daughter will eventually marry and have children here. And so my wife and we're not going to move to Texas because eventually we're going to have grandchildren, and we want to be close to the grandchildren. So why move down to a place, even if it's lovely weather, why move so far away from our grandchildren? So now if we could talk my daughter into moving to South Texas, that would be, that would be the best case scenario, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Kaiser says, is blue and gold X-Men Omni a good? Yeah, it is. That's the Kaiser. That's Kaza's another Australian. Kaiser, that's the Jim Lee X-Men from the 1990s. It's a great starting point. It's a really great starting point. Meyer says, wish I could afford James Tynan Detective. Is it out of print? Is James Tynan's Detective out of print? Oh my God, it's fantastic, dude. James Tynan's Detective. Everyone should own it. It's so fantastic. By the way, Childish Brandino says, can you jump into Tynan's Detective? Oh, yeah. You don't have to read King's Run. No. Tynan's Detective is fine on its own. You don't need to read Tynan. You don't need to read King's Run. By the way, King's Run, Tom King is not my favorite run of Batman. My favorite run of Batman is James. I love James Tynan's run. I think it's fantastic. I think it's great. I love Tynan's run. I love Snyder's run. King's run's good. Zdarsky's run's all right. But Tynan's my favorite run. Tom says in Springfield, where Ray is, there's an Abe Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum, which I have to say is pretty impressive. There's a lot of great places. Yeah, Springfield, Illinois is a great town. My mom was a huge fan of the Beatles, so I grew up with them as well. She saw them in our hometown in the UK back in the 60s. Dude, that's awesome. Ray, would you consider yourself to be a fast reader? No, not really. I don't think I'm a fast reader. I just read a lot. When I'm not broadcasting, if I'm sitting in here waiting to do a video or waiting to go live, I will just sit and I'll just read, man. I love to read. There's the designer, everybody. I just love to read. And I love to read comics. So I try to just read what I love. I try not to read. I don't read not normal, but I don't read regular novels anymore. I don't read any magazines anymore. I try not even to read news stories. I try not even to read that many news stories online. I just try to stick to my comics, and I just love it. My first concert me and my girlfriend went to together was Hella Mega Tour with Weezer, Fall Out Boy, and Green Day in Pitt. It was a fantastic experience. That sounds great, man. Those days gone by. I love The Offspring. And it all starts again. That was humming that because it was on my workout playlist today. And it's so good. And Fallout Boy is really good. And Sugar, we're going down swinging. That's a good one. I'm such a Green Day fan too. Thoughts on Animal Man by Grant Morrison? Never read it. Haven't read it. I have it. No, I don't have it. I do not have Grant Morrison's Animal Man. I have Jeff Lemire's. I have Lemire's on Animal Man, but I don't have Morrison's. I'm gonna have to get it. Brant says, I love Corpus Christi. I live in Texas. We go to Port Aransas. Dude, the happiest I ever was when I lived in Corpus Christi. That's where I met my wife. And I loved, the weather was so perfect. I love the beach. I loved living there. But I know I'm going to love, when I have grandchildren, I know I'm going to love them. And I want to be close to them. And I can't separate myself from my daughter that far because I adore my child. She's, I say it's my wife, but it's me. My daughter just moved out. I wish I could have talked her into staying. I love my kid. And it hurts me every day that she's not here because I love my child. What's the first Omni you'll give to your grandchild to read, and why is it All-Star Batman? It is never, I can tell you right now, it is never. I will take All-Star Batman. In fact, I'm going to give All-Star Batman and Robin away because I don't even want that. I love the Jim Lee art, but I don't even want that in my possession anymore. I think it's just trash. I think Frank Miller destroyed that book. My grandchild, when I eventually have grandchildren, I hope all my grandchildren are comic fans. But I hope I'm holding out that my daughter will start dating a comic book fan. That's my hope. My hope is my daughter marries a comic book geek like me. And then I can loan. Are you kidding? It would feel great if I could loan my books out. And then when I have grandkids, if I have grandkids and they're into comics, oh my God, that would be great. That would be great to have someone to leave all these books to when I die. It would just be fantastic. Hi, Ray. I've always wanted to get into Punisher. Today I was able to find the out-of-print Punisher Max by Garth Ennis for $80. Oh my God. Dude, that's fantastic. Congratulations. I think I paid $160 for mine. Oh shit. It kills me. It kills me to have to pay it. Paying over $150 for an omnibus kills me. The most I've ever paid for an omnibus is $200, by the way. I'll never do it again. Oh man. I'd love to find volume 2 of that. And by the way, my Great White Whale now, my Moby Dick, my Holy Grail is War of Kings Aftermath. The War of Kings Aftermath. Not because it's that great, it's an okay story, but because it's so hard to find, it's become that's my new passion. I've got the Prelude, I've got War of Kings, now I need War of Kings Aftermath. If I could find that, holy crap. Childish Brandino says, would you do a video on how you read omnis, like how many you read at once? If you use a special stand for them, is that my favorite? You want to know, in all honesty, my favorite way to read omnibuses? My favorite way to read omnibuses is in bed. I love reading an omnibus in bed. I'll lay on my stomach and I will read an omnibus. And I will read for hours. For hours, I will read omnibuses in bed. I just love it. I don't have a special stand. I will also sit. I'll sit like in here, cross my legs, and I'll just read an omnibus this way as well. I'll do this as well. So, and then, I have a television tray. I have a TV tray in my living room that I'll sometimes read omnibuses on too. Ray, I wish I was a faster reader. It takes me a while to go through an omnibus. I'm not a super fast reader. I just read a lot. I spend several hours each day reading. Ray, are you into the Chicago Bulls? Oh yes. I love the Chicago Bears. I love the Chicago Cubs are my everything, by the way. I love my Chicago Cubs. They are my everything. I also love the Chicago Bears. I'm a big Chicago Bears fan. And I'm a big Chicago Bulls fan. I just wish the Bulls were better. The Bulls have been so bad for so long. It's hard, it's hard, and they constantly make the wrong moves, So yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating to be a Bulls fan, but yeah, I am a Chicago fan. However, I'm a St. Louis Blues fan. I'm not a Blackhawks fan. So, I like the St. Louis Blues hockey team. But other than that, everything is Chicago. And I like St. Louis City MLS team more than I like the Chicago Fire. So I was born in Chicago and I am true blue Chicago Cubs. That's my existence. I like the Bears and I like the Bulls. Then I like St. Louis. I like St. Louis soccer for MLS, and I like St. Louis hockey. I like the Blues. And is that all the sports? I'm not missing. Yeah, I'm not missing anything, am I? By the way, Foulmouth says in Australia there's not many places to buy comics from. You usually use Amazon. Yeah, I've given away books in Australia. They cost $60 to mail. I'm just gonna send Amazon gift cards if somebody wins from Australia now. Childish Rendino says Animal Man by Morrison's coming out in compendium, or it might have already come out. I'll have to get that. Animal Man is great. Does very meta towards the end. Well, I like Grant Morrison. I've just never read his Animal Man. Foulmouth says I just buy anything Ray says is good. That's how I shop for comics. Thank you, Foulmouth. I appreciate it. I love being your recommended choice guy. That's awesome. I think Animal Man is one of Morrison's most accessible things. Yeah, I want to read it. I've never gotten it. Laconoma's now, that's Laconoma implying that I like everything, which is kind of true. I mean, when's the last time I've given something a negative review? I do. I'm just warning you. I do tend to like everything. I do tend to like it. I'm not going to lie. There's not a lot I don't like. What are some omnibuses that are out now that you want but haven't pulled the trigger on yet? I have everything. My problem is I can't say no. My problem is I buy everything. I wish I could say no, but I can't. I buy every omnibus. Yeah, there's very few omnibuses I don't have. I guarantee if I told you guys just name an omnibus, there's a good chance I have it. It's a good chance that it's somewhere in this room or the next one. How long have you been collecting books? Also, what's your first omnibus? Okay, thank you, Godslayer. Good question. My first omnibus was Green Lantern by Jeff Johns, Volume 1. I also got House of M by Brian Michael Bendis. I got I know what I got. I got Amazing Spider-Man by David Michelinie and Mark Bagley. That was one of my first ones. Also. And I loved those were my first books. And I started collecting omnibuses in August of or September of 2024. I started collecting September of 2024, but I've collected comics since I was 7 years old or 6 years old. I've collected comics for a long time, but I did singles. I sold them all in 2005 or 2000, from 2005 to 2015. I sold them. And then I started getting paperbacks. And then I switched to omnibuses in 24. And when I moved to collected editions, I became so much happier. I love collected editions. So I kind of paraphrase, but yeah, that's everything. Have you read Spider-Man by Nick Spencer? I loved it. I liked it. Yeah, I like Nick Spencer Spider-Man. It's great. It's after Brand New Day though. So now I've started reading Brand New Day. So I stopped reading the Spencer stuff and I'll eventually get into it after. Now I'm kind of going chronologically as the Brand New Day omnibuses come out. My latest Spider-Man reads were Brand New Day Volume 1, which is here, and Brand New Day Volume 2. And they were fantastic. Drink Quayle. I loved them. By the way, Wes says I need War King's Prelude and Aftermath. Me too, Nan. Me too, Wes. If you get an extra cup, if you get an extra copy, let me know. By the way, Marvel Trucker Chris says I would love a ChubbyRay library card. I tell you, if my daughter dated a comic geek, he would have a ChubbyRay library card. But he'd have to pay a deposit because if she breaks up with him, I want to make sure my books don't get stolen. What's your opinion on the Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale bet? I love it. Yeah, I have it and I love it. I'm a Jeff Loeb fan. I love Jeff Loeb. Finally found Batman Bruce Wayne Murderer Turned Fugitive Omnibus. Decent price, $60. Dude, congratulations. That's a great price. That's a great omnibus. Bruce Wayne Murderer Turned Fugitive is really, really good. TJ says he reads his omnibuses with a soft pillow tablet stand myself. Way to go. Just sold my Green Lantern omnis to replace them with compendiums. Are we still friends? Omnibo, we are still friends. However, I understand why. I understand why you did it, because there is so much more in the compendium. But I love the oversize of the omnibus. I love having both of them. I just love having both of them. The Bulls are afraid of going young. However, hopefully their Australian guard, Josh Giddey, can lead the way for the future. I like Josh Giddey. I hope he can, but I don't know. The Bulls need a lot of work. Oh, hi, Don. Hi, Big D, or Don. Don Smith is here. He says, let's get the party going. Don Smith's one of my favorite. He is one of my favorite people. I shouldn't say this, but he is one of my favorite people. Sharon says, hey, Ray, I went big this week. All right, let's see what he got. He got Wolverine Volume 2 through 4. X-Men Blue and Gold from Crooks and Bandits. Crooks and Bandits Comics has it. Crooks and Bandits Comics has the X-Men restock. X-Men Blue and Gold restock. Use the code ChubbyRay Comics and get money off. That's how you got to do it. And Alpha Flight by Byrne. I don't have Alpha Flight by Byrne. I got to get, that's another book. That's an omnibus I don't have. Oh my crap. Dude, that's awesome, Saran. That is fantastic. This image of you on your stomach reading comics is so of us all. Is that childhood? Go on. Dude, I love it. I love reading comics. I just love it. I'll sit in bed and read comics for hours at a time. I have a sickness. L'Economist says, Ray, aside from you being positive on all the books You also get me to buy a lot of stuff, so I need it with spending a lot. You know it. By the way, Don says that's what I heard, Ray. You can't say no to getting an omnibus. Thank you, Don. Regardless of how I have to get it. I purchase my omnibuses. Thank you. I don't do any favors to anyone to get an omnibus or whatever it is you're applying. I pack house plants for delivery at a greenhouse, and I've started having my iPad set up to read comics on. If it's not too busy at work and not too wordy a book, I can read about 6 to 8. Dude, that's awesome. That's great. I would like to start reading an omnibus because I have a Galaxy Tab. I think I have a 14-inch. What are those called? It's not. Is it called a Galaxy Tab? A big tablet. I have one of those, and I always say I'm gonna start reading omnibuses on there, but I just like the paper more than I like the digital. You know. Is Stephen King The Dark Tower the Gunslinger Omnibus slipcase set? I don't have that. I've heard it's good. There was a movie about that, right? I didn't see the movie either. Ray, I mainly listen to you for recommendations. I got Nightwing by Tom Taylor. Awesome. Gotham Central. Yes. Criminal. Yes. Batman by Tynion Volume 1. Yes. And Jed McKay, Black Cat in the span of 2 weeks because of you, dude. That makes me so happy, Paolo. You should. Isn't Black Cat great? Black Cat by Jed McKay is so freaking good. I love that omnibus. I keep it right here. I keep it here because I will look in it. Occasionally, I'll just want to reread something. The stuff with Spider-Man, the Spider-Man and Black Cat is so good. Oh my God, where is it? There's a whole thing where they get married. They do a marriage thing. It's so good. Yeah, here we go. Check this out. It's such a great story. The Black Cat Omnibus by Jed McKay. I think it's damn near perfect. I just think it's damn near perfect. Up until 2 years ago, I bought every Marvel omnibus that came out. I started collecting in 2010. I started selling off everything and went digital. Wow. If you have War King Aftermath, let me know. I want it. Was probably earlier answer, but can you rent your introduction to comics? Can you rent your introduction to comics? My introduction to comics. Is there a book called The Introduction to Comics? I don't understand the question. I'm holding off getting JSA Omnibus because I want the compendiums to come out. It's been over a year since the first one came out and there's no new news. Dude, JSA Compendium Volume 1 is mapped perfect, isn't it? It's mapped perfectly. I wish they'd come out with Volume 2. By the way, I also wish they'd come out with Robin Volume 2. Give me some Red Robin. Give us something. Galandasi says, I wish I could read at work. Yeah. Your passion for comics is so contagious. I've been spending so much on collected editions than I had before. I'm glad I found you. Oh, thanks, Paolo. It means a lot, my man. Thank you. Ray, have you read Starman? The compendiums, yeah. I love and I've read in Starman's all over Jeff Johns JSA. It's Starman's a big part of it. I love Starman. It's really good, by the way. It's really good. And it's self-contained, but it ended. That's a DC book that is not an ongoing. I don't want to give it away, but he didn't die or anything. So, by the way, Andy says, have you ever been to Mile High Comics in Denver? I've never been there. I've heard it's 45,000 square foot of comic books, toys, and collectibles. I've heard that. I've never been there, but I've heard that. I've also heard Midtown Comics in Manhattan is cool. That's kind of cool. Jack says, "What's the rarest comic you have?" I don't know. I don't know because I'm not looking to sell any comics, so you know, I'm not looking to sell anything, so I don't know. Maybe Age of Apocalypse, possibly. You know what I mean? That's pretty rare. By the way, thank you, Carl. Super chat from Carl. You're the best, buddy. I appreciate it. By the way, Omni Hoarder, welcome Omni Hoarder. Omni Hoarder is a new member, everybody. I got to add him to the. Let's add Omni Hoarder. Let's add Omni Hoarder to the Frosted Flakes cup. Hold on, I got to add him. Let's add Omni Hoarder. There's our latest member. By the way, that's a great username. Omni Hoarder, I love that. Hold on, buddy. I'm going to add you. Let's add you. We're going to add Omni Hoarder. You're added to the Frosted Flakes bowl, my friend. That drawing's coming up. Drawing's coming up. Don says, my wife said I could have something nice if I don't buy a comic this week. What kind of nice thing is your wife offering you? Your wife says if you don't buy comics, she'll do nice things. See, my wife does nice things and lets me buy comics. I'll take that. I'll take that. Comicler says, I have the S9 Galaxy Tab Ultra OLED. Oh my God. This is pretty sure the same one you're talking about. Yeah, that's cool. Maybe I do have that. I got to check. My friend DA, I have a friend his name is DA. He's the one who told me to get this tablet that I have. And it is cool, but I just, by the way, Omni Hoarder says, Ray, the code for Crooks and Bandit, it's ChubbyRay Comics. Yeah, I don't think there's a space. I think it's all one word. ChubbyRay Comics. I think it's all one word. And I know it works. I know it works. But I'm not sure how you put it in though. I don't think there's this. Who would know? Is it Paolo? Are you the one that used it, Paolo? Just used it. Somebody just used it, and they put it in. It worked. So ChubbyRay Comics. I think it's one. I think there's no space. But yes, it is. It is ChubbyRay Comics. So it should work, buddy. Try getting rid of the space and see if it works. By the way, Comic says he sold the whole War King set. I wish I'd have known, buddy. Wish I'd have known. Sorry, Ray, can you remember my introduction to comics? Oh, yeah, my introduction to comics was a friend of mine named Jeff. When I was in third grade, my friend Jeff Burns, who I loved. He was such a nice guy. I mean, he died when we were in high school, but he was one of the best people I've ever known. And I knew him when I was in third grade. When I moved from Chicago. When I moved from Chicago, I spoke Spanish. And I moved down to South Central Illinois. And they all spoke English. And it was completely different from where I grew up in Chicago. So I came down and I stuttered. I had a stuttering problem. And so I go to grade school in this new town, right? And there were some kids that picked on me because I was brown. I was the brown kid. And this kid named Jeff Burns told him to shut up. He said, "Shut up, leave him alone." And I immediately followed Jeff's lead and had a mouth as sassy as his. And, you know, I learned the words F off at a very young age for anybody that was attempting to bully me. But this Jeff guy stood up for me. And I just thought he was the most amazing person I'd met. And I got to become friends with him. And so in third grade, I was walking home from school and Jeff lived close to the school. So he said, "Come up by my house." And I stopped by his house and he showed me his comic collection. And he was an artist. I mean, this kid in third grade, this kid was a brilliant artist. I mean, if he would have lived, I'm sure he would have drawn comic books. The guy was an incredible artist. He introduced me to comic books. And that's how I got into them, was through this kid. And we ended up trading. So I bought a Micronauts #1 and he traded a Legion of Superheroes book to me for Micronauts book. And that's how I became a huge fan of the Legion of Superheroes. And that was my introduction to comics. And I've loved them ever since. So that is my introduction, buddy. There you go. Ray, have you read any of the Daniel Warren Johnson's? Yes, I have. I liked it a lot. In fact, I did a video on great comic moments about Daniel Warren Johnson's trade paperback volume 1. The volume 1 of that paperback. I love that comic moment of what happens with the dad. I don't want to give it away, but it's brilliant. It really is good. Speaking of the Robin Compendium, I think I may do the Robin Thunderflash. The Robin Compendium volume 1 is fantastic. It's amazing. What's your favorite genre of comic, Ray? Superhero, action? Superhero. Yeah. I love superhero comics. I do. I also love crime comics and I love horror comics, but it's definitely it's superhero, then sci-fi first, I would think. But a lot of, like, for example, I love Star Wars comics. By the way, Omni Hoarder, the code is ChubbyRay Comics. There's no space. So Hoarder, put in ChubbyRay Comics, no space, and it'll work, brother. Thanks, Adam. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, just one word, and Omni Hoarder, it'll work, buddy. You will love it. And by the way, Crooks and Bandits Comics has the X-Men Blue and Gold restock. I know there are some places that have already sold out of the restock, but Crooks and Bandits Comics still has some. So get it, guys. And use that ChubbyRay Comics code while you can. Do you have Marvel and DC action figures, Ray? If so, which do you prefer, Marvel Legends or McFarlane DC toys? I like, I have Nightwing. I have Batgirl. These two should be together, right? Just like a page out of the Tom Taylor omnibus. I have Nightwing and Batgirl. I have who else I have Batman Rebirth. I have the Batman Rebirth figurine. I don't have a ton of them, but I like this. I have Flash. I have Jay Garrick Flash, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I have some figurines, and I have some Marvel stuff. I got some Marvel stuff on some of the back shelves. I don't have a ton of them, but yeah, I do love them. I love, but I'd rather spend money on comics than action figures. But I do like the McFarlane stuff. Those are the ones I seem to like. I have a really cool, I have a Damien figure somewhere that's really cool, but I don't know where it is now. I just started reading X Factor, the original X-Men Omnibus. Yeah, it's good. And there's a new volume of that coming out. Omnibo. If you just email Crooks and Bandits or leave a note when you order, you're from Chubby Ray's video. Just Omni Hoarder, they take care of you. Crooks and Bandits takes care of you. Crooks and Bandits is my new favorite place to order books from. That's my new place. So I'm telling you. JD says, what superhero TV shows did you watch growing up, Ray? There weren't a lot on, but I would come home from school every day. Every day I would watch Speed Racer, followed by the 1966 Batman TV series. I love the Batman TV series. Same Bat channel. And I like the Spider-Man. There was the early Spider-Man cartoons. Those are the ones I watched. And that was after school until I started playing sports in middle school. So I wouldn't come home then. I'd go to practice. So in grade school, I watched those. But I loved Speed Racer, man. Speed Racer was my favorite. I loved it. On Crooks and Bandits, it's lower caps, no space. It worked. Thanks, Paolo. Childish Brandino says, once the Legion of Superheroes series actually comes out, you should do a video on how to get into Legion of Superheroes. It's disappointing that a lot of Legion doesn't have an Omni. Dude, Childish Brandino, you're speaking to me, brother. I think it's sad that the Legion of Superheroes doesn't have more omnibuses. I love the Legion of Superheroes. I want so many more Legion of Superheroes. I want the Baxter series omnibus. I want the Bronze Age Legion of Superheroes omnibus, and I want the Paul Levitz Legion of Superheroes books all through Darkness, a Great Darkness saga and stuff. Jose says, hello, everyone. Jose, listen, brother. Jose, look what you won. I did a drawing today for the very hard to find Dark Side and Galactus the Hunger. This is by John Byrne. This is impossible to find. I did a drawing today. Jose, you won it. You are the winner of it. And it's going to you. It's going to you, buddy. Congratulations. Ray, are you a fan of Watchmen? Who's your favorite character? Probably Rorschach. I love Rorschach. But I like the new Rorschach in Doomsday Clock too. I really like that. Jose says, I received my giveaway today. Iron Man. Ooh, that's awesome. That's awesome, buddy. Wow, Titans by Taylor, $60. Oh, but you have to get it. You got to get it. Everybody should have, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, everybody should have Nightwing by Tom Taylor and Titans by Tom Taylor. Everyone needs this. The Nightwing restock is coming next week, I think, is what IP said earlier. I highly recommend everyone own those books. Tom Taylor's so good, guys. And his run on detectives is amazing too. Ray, I had a huge stuttering speech issue when I was a kid. I went to speech and hearing clinic until I was 17. That's why I love reading, especially comics, because it's solitary. You know, I had a stuttering issue when I was a kid, and I ended up becoming a professional radio broadcaster. And this is what I did. This is what I did, Gary. I got in front of a mirror. Now, I spoke Spanish as a kid, so I had a lot of, I was rolling my R's and, so I had to learn. I knew English, but I had to speak it because I didn't stutter. I didn't stutter in Spanish. I stuttered in English. So I got in front of a mirror when I was like 5 years old. I got in front of a mirror and I started pronunciation. I got a bunch of big words. I learned big words. I learned big words when I was 5 years old. I learned words that were too big for me, but I learned and pronouncing them. Like I learned enunciation. I learned I just learned a bunch of big words, and I would say them over and over again. And I would watch the way that my lips moved. And that's how I learned to speak without stuttering. And even now, sometimes I'll get talking fast. I'm in my 50s. I'll get talking fast and I'll notice I'm going to stutter. And I have to slow myself down and remind my brain, think of my lips, although I don't necessarily have to watch them, but I think of my lips and what I am doing to form the sounds. And yeah, it was hard, and it's hard. I couldn't imagine. I was very fortunate to figure out what worked for me. And if I wouldn't have, if I, when I initially went to college, I was taking political science in hopes of going to law school after I got my degree. But also, I wanted to, if I was going to fail at being a lawyer, because that was the plan. Backup plan, become a speech therapist. Now, here's what happened. I started doing stand-up comedy, and I fell in love with entertaining. And so I got into comedy radio for a living. My life would have been much better if I would have made it into law school, or if I would have become a speech therapist, I think. But I enjoyed my life, and I enjoyed being a radio broadcaster. It was a lot of fun while radio existed. And now I'm able to do this broadcast, and I love this of all the things I've ever done in my life. And I mean this, I really mean this, of everything I've done in my life. And this is the stuff I don't get paid for. The broadcasts the streams that I do now. This is my favorite thing. This is my favorite thing I've ever done, is reading about comics, or reading comics, talking about comics, doing videos about comics, and streaming about comics. This is the favorite thing I have ever done. And yeah. So I'm very fortunate. By the way, Paulo says, what's your favorite Batmobile? Oh, 66. That's got to be right. I love the Adam West Batmobile. Oh, by the way, X-Men Blue and Gold is now sold out at Crooks. Is it sold out now? Oh, that sucks. So, wow, it's selling out there now, too. Holy crap. Wow. Is that true? Is Adam still in there? I don't know if he's still there or gone. But by the way, Mentally Unstable says, who's your all-time favorite superhero? Monel of the Legion of Superheroes, or Nightwing, probably. And or Batman, or Daredevil. Oh, no. No, let's just stick with Monel. Monel's my all-time favorite. I love Monel. By the way, Crooks and Bandit Comics is great because they actually ship the order within the week. I swear In Stock Trades is out of stock at least half this. Dude, I got to be honest with you. I've experienced slow shipping from In Stock Trades as well. That's why they're not my favorite anymore. And I'm not trying to insult them, but I want quick shipping. Ship me the stuff I paid for. You know. Ray, are you reading the new Speed Racer and Racer X comics? Do you have the Batman 66? I do not have Batman 66. I'm getting the Speed Racer trade paperback, which comes out on March 13th is when that comes out. I'm definitely getting that, and I'll be getting the Racer X when it comes out. By the way, I love that Mad Cave Studio stuff. They have Flash Gordon, Speed Racer, the Phantom. They have all that stuff, and I think it's great. I love I love their books. They're great. Ray, have you read any of? Yeah, I have. I do like Daniel Warren Johnson's Transformers. I've asked my dog Chester ever done any mischief with your comics? No, he never has. Thank God. He's never. Thank God, it would destroy me. But I love Chester. You know, I love my buddy. I don't know what I'd do to him. I would not be happy if he if he pissed or something. If he took a piss on a Batman comic, I would not be happy. I'll tell you that. But I love him because he doesn't know any better. Thunder says, how much of a discount is my code Crooks and Bandits? It's $2 a book of my discount from Crooks and Bandits. Yeah, buddy. crooksandbanditscomics.com. ChubbyRay Comics is a discount. Use it. What's your favorite Hulk story you've read? My favorite is I love Jeff Loeb. I love the Red Hulk stuff. That's my favorite omnibus. That's my favorite Hulk. Congrats on winning, Jose. Yeah, you won the Dark Side and Galactus. I think it's cool. Howard the Duck is my run. I just started. Hello from Nebraska. Well, hello, Sean. Dude, I ordered that. I haven't gotten it yet, but I did order. I ordered Howard the Duck. Haven't gotten it. I ordered from Fanaticals. Fanaticals shipping on eBay takes forever. I bought stuff, I want to say 5 weeks ago, and they still have not shipped it. So, but it's only, it's only $30, but oh well. By the way, Paulo says I pre-ordered the restock on the Nightwing from Tom Taylor on Cheap Graphic Novels a few weeks ago. You said it's shipping next week. Is that for all online retailers? Nightwing by Tom Taylor? Yeah, I heard IP said I heard March, but IP heard it's coming next week. So, yeah. And I'm gonna have Adam on. Is it this Saturday? I'm having Adam on from. Crooks and Bandits on Saturday, and I'll ask him about the restock when it's. I think it's. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is coming next week, and I highly recommend it, guys. By the way, Jack says, I forgot to say thank you when my prize Batman Volume 7 Endgame came in. I brought Volume 4 and 5 to go with it. You set me on a path, and I thank you. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah. And should he read Night of the... Yeah, read all the Court of Owls and Night of the Owl stuff. It's great. By the way, Sean says, I have dyslexia really bad. I speak 2 languages. So it messes with him. Oh, man. I couldn't imagine. But you're still bilingual. That's kind of cool. Dude, that's very cool. A Hogwash Poppycock says, how many Fantastic Fours do I have epics? And I have a ton. I have every one. I have every Fantastic Four epic collection except for 2. And there's a video that's coming out tonight. Members will get it. Members are going to get the video right after the stream is done. But a video coming out tonight has to do with the epic collections, and I'll leave it at that. There's a video coming out tonight that has to do with epic collections. And I think you guys will enjoy the video. I hope so. It was suggested to me from someone in the stream. I did a stream the other night and they suggested this to me. So that's why I did the video. And it's coming out. It'll be coming out after. It's coming out after the stream tonight, after the stream. So, make sure to check that out. Hold on, something's happening. Hold on, something's going on. Wait a minute, guys, something just happened. What do we have going on? Okay. Huh. All right, I'm trying to post something and I have to wait. It didn't give me my it didn't tell me. Oh, I see what I did. Oh, okay, forget it. I see what I did. All right, my bad. My bad, guys. I was on the wrong page. I was on my other page instead of my ChubbyRay Comics page. So sorry for the freak out there. I was freaking out because I thought something was messed up again. And that scares me. Having something messed up would scare me. All right. Let me click these buttons. Give me a second I'm submitting this. I had to submit this video so that it would be ready for when my stream ends, because my stream is almost over. I got 15 minutes left and then it's done. So I wanted to make sure that was done. Okay, here we go. Got it. Thanks. Yeah, I think you guys will like the video. By the way, thank you, Carl. Thank you, Carl. I appreciate it, buddy. Super chat. I love it. Thank you, Carl. You're the man. That's very nice. I love it when you guys send me super chat stuff. I think it's awesome. Ray, do you own any of the deluxe hardcovers from the Ghost Machine? Yes, I have. I have Geiger. I have both Geigers. I have a Rook Exodus, and I'm planning on getting Redcoat the minute it comes out. I'm driving to St. Louis. To buy it the day it comes out. That's how much I want the Redcoat Deluxe Edition. Ray, have you read any Conan omnibuses? No, I haven't. But when my wife and I went for Valentine's Day shopping, I looked through a Conan omnibus, and I was like, man, maybe I should get so I am going to look for some deals on some Conan omnibuses and get some, or maybe I'll check Crooks and Bandits, and I don't know, maybe I'll see. It'll be cool. By the way, Gallandowski says, smash that like button, y'all. Thanks, Gallandowski. Let everybody know. Tom says, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, become a member, and get entered to win. In fact, let's do a giveaway now, guys. Let's do a giveaway for Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, Volume 4, Fracture. All right. This is Volume 4. I'm going to draw. Let me check. Make sure we don't have any new members. I need MZ. I think MZ, you have to go in. MZ Abrahams is going in. And I think I put Omni Hoarder in, and I put Meyer in. Let me put MZ. Let me put MZ in. All right. I'm going to add you, and then I'm going to draw. And then I'll draw our giveaway for tonight. Hopefully it's the only giveaway. Because Comics and Tortilla is not guest hosting tonight, or he's not co-hosting. So I don't have him reminding me. MZ, you're going in, brother. All right. I've now got you in. All right, you guys ready? Let's do a giveaway. Tom says, did I get any new omnibuses for Valentine's Day? I did not get, did I get an omnibus? No, I didn't. I bought Epic Collections. That's what I love. By the way, Carl says, top 3 Marvel villains. Quick call, top of your head, no judgments. Top 3 Marvel villains. Dr. Doom. Mm. This is tonight. My top 3 villains tonight. It's got to be Doctor Doom, Kingpin, but it's because I'm reading Zdarsky's Daredevil right now, so he's in my, and Norman Osborn. Those are the 3 that I'm picking tonight. Now, I just did a video. I just did a top 5 video. I'm sure the answers were different when I just did the video, but tonight, Doctor Doom, Kingpin, Norman Osborn. Top 3 villains. Those are my top 3 villains for tonight. Do you have any books that you like but see little to no interest in rereading? That slowly how my feelings are for the Lee era Marvel origins of the characters. Yeah. I am surprised by how much I don't like some of the early Stan Lee stuff. I have trouble getting through those books. I like that I own them. But I do have trouble getting through them. By the way, Paolo says Magneto, Doctor Doom, and Green Goblin. Yeah, Magneto's great. But I'm saying Kingpin was on my list tonight. But like I said, I am reading Zdarsky's Daredevil right now. So Kingpin is on my mind. All right, let's do a drawing. Hal Jordan, Green Lanterns. This is for a member drawing, guys. A member drawing. Here we go. Let's see who wins. If you are a member, you are eligible to win. All right, here we go. I'm going down to the bottom. Over 50 people are in this. We've got over 50. All right, let's see who wins. This goes to Paolo. Paolo, congratulations, brother. Paolo wins. Paolo Ignatius. Dude, you're the winner. There you go. Paolo, you win Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns. Now, after the show, after the stream is over, I will do a random giveaway. Of what random giveaway am I going to do? I'll do a random giveaway of whatever I could pull out of my pile here. Oh, crap. Whatever. The Death of Green Arrows, The Death of Oliver Queen by Benjamin Percy. I'm going to do that drawing. After this stream is over. I'll go back and I will select a random commenter. So if you commented at any point during this stream, if you commented, then I'm going to, as long as you're subscribed, you got to be subscribed, but I will randomly pull a name. And if it's you and you're subscribed, you will win. By the way, I want to make sure that the winners who have won get me your addresses. I need Coily. Where's Coily? Coily went on some concert tour this weekend. So Coily, you got to get me your address. Cliff on Comics, get me your address. The Collector YT, get me your address. Aaron 007, get me your address. Ivy Moon C, get me your address. Drum or Die, get me your address. You guys get me your address so I can get these mailed out. And if you don't get me your address, I'll give them away to somebody else. By the way, Paulo says, you made my night, Ray. Thank you. Also, well, thank you, Paulo. By the way, Adam from Crooks and Bandits says, hey, I have some books for you to give away on the channel. Awesome. Dude, that's awesome. Adam, that's great. And Adam, are you on my show Saturday night? You're going to be on the stream live with me, aren't you? Saturday night, Adam's going to be my guest. crooksandbanditscomics.com. You guys use ChubbyRay Comics as the code and get yourself a discount when you buy books. I love it. I love it. Congrats again to Paolo, who says, you made my night, Ray. Paolo, send me an email, chubbyraycomics@gmail.com. In fact, anybody whose name I gave as a winner, send me an email to chubbyraycomics@gmail.com, and I will get the book sent out to you. My wife does all the shipping. In fact, she just shipped a bunch of stuff out today. A bunch of stuff today. By the way, Adam's going to be on the show Saturday. So Saturday's stream is going to have Adam as my guest. We're going to from Crooks and Bandits. So we'll have fun, you guys. Trust me. We'll have a good time. Adam, I look forward to it, brother. That'll be Saturday. And that stream starts Saturday, I think at 5 p.m. Central Time. So it'll be 6 p.m. Adam's time, but 5 p.m. Central Time on Saturday night. Did you guys have fun tonight? I hope you had fun. I had a blast. I had a blast doing this stream. I love doing these streams. Tom, get hold of me. Let me know how to make you a moderator so I want to get that set up. I'm not sure how to do that. Somebody let me know how to do that so I can name Tom an official, whatever I have to do. Somebody let me know how I do that. So then I can have Tom as a moderator, which would be great. By the way, the current subscriber count, guys, is 3,780 people. That means we're 220 people away from the 4,000 giveaway, which is the Star Wars Omnibus. We're giving away the Star Wars Omnibus at 4,000 subscribers. And we've got that Fantastic Four epic collection, The Coming of Galactus. That is the giveaway for March. That's a March 1st giveaway. And then I'm going to announce the 5,000 giveaways. The giveaway for 5,000. I'm not going to say what it is, but there's some pretty cool stuff that I'm giving away when we get the 5,000 subscribers. I've got some pretty cool giveaways. Pretty cool giveaways for that one. All right. NF just got it. Sorry, NF. Listen, I'm trying to do the streams for you guys that don't know. I try to do the streams at 5 p.m. Central Time. 5 p.m. Central. And I'm trying to do them Monday, Wednesday, Saturday night for sure. And then I leave a day open because I might be doing a near mint condition show on Friday. Of course, Omar's up at Comic Pros because he's in California for the Comic Pros thing. But Dom's doing a DC Solicit show. If DC gets in the information, I'm gonna be on that show. But if for some reason I don't do that show, I might do a stream on Friday. So it just depends. But for sure, streams Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. No comics and tortillas. I already gave one away. I already gave it away. You guys don't let him talk me into giving away another one. I am not going to bring him on because I have 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left. By the way, Tom says if I find his name in the chat, thank you, Tom. I will. All right, I'll do that, and I'll send you the moderator thing, Tom, so you can become a moderator. And then Tom's got some great plans to help promote the show. So, Tom, I'm going to give you privileges to do that and help me promote it, brother. I really appreciate it. All right, you guys, we're about to hit 2 hours. 3, 2, 1. We hit 2 hours. All right. Thank you so much for watching. You guys, I love you guys. You guys are fantastic. I really, really, it just warms my heart. Comics and Tortillas, you make me laugh, brother. I'm going to have you on as co-host if you're available Saturday. But I'm not letting you talk me in. Last time he talked me into doing 8 giveaways. That's insane. I can't be doing 8 giveaways. So Saturday's stream, my guest is Adam from crooksandbanditscomics.com. We'll be talking about the ChubbyRay Comics discount, and he's going to show some of the cool books that he's selling right now. You guys got to get it. Go to Crooks and Bandits. They've become my favorite. They've really become my favorite place to buy books. And I buy from all of them. So crooksandbanditscomics.com is my new favorite. I go everywhere. I even buy from Amazon. So you name it, I get it. And thank you. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. NF, thanks you, brother. Paolo, congratulations. Send me your address. 30 seconds, just not enough, just enough time. No more. I'm not letting Comics and Tortillas make a decision as to whether I do another giveaway. All right, you guys, there's a new video that members you will get first in just a few minutes. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you Saturday for sure. Maybe Friday. See you later. Bye, everybody.